Hello, Soldier Boy here, and today we have Daily Race B. So it's 4 races. There is a little twist at the end, and I'll explain later. So I looked on the best times in the world at the minute, and best time in the world currently when I did this was a 1:35.3, set by the Peugeot RCZ. So I thought I'll give it the same go. Give the car a go. Never won. It's not a car I've used very often. I don't think at all. And I managed to set a 1:39.3, which is 4 seconds down on the best times in the world. Which, being on controller, automatic gearbox, not too bad. The only thing I did find is I struggled massively to put the power down coming out the corner. It was really weird. But we start in 8th, which isn't too bad. Still driver rating D, but very close to C at this point. So off we go. 8th place start. The car itself, stable, good under braking. So a nice car to drive, but it's just trying to get the accelerator down. So braking for the first. Cut the corner nicely, and again, there's my issue. Because I'm using automatic, because I'm on a keypad and manual gears on a keypad, I personally can't fathom it, can't get my head around it. I struggle coming out of a corner to get the power down. If I could change gear, it would solve the issue, but I can't. 8th place, not giving me much room there, forcing me a little bit wide. And again, you can see I'm just revving and revving and revving. It's not getting anywhere, but still in 8th. And we're just trying to brake nicely for the corner here, keeping it tight. We're still in touch with the cars ahead of us, so that's what we asked for. Yeah, pretty impressed with my lap time, only being 4 seconds off the best times in the world. I aim for less than 5. That's kind of my thinking, being automatic. If I can get less than 5 seconds or closer, I think I'm doing well. So nice and tight to the inside there, keeping it on the curb as well. Dropping a little bit back from 7th. This car as well, it's got very good speed, I'll give you that. This track I've done a few times, so I do know the track to a degree. I think we did it Nations Cup in the exhibition series, so I do know the track. We've got the speed on 7th by the looks of things. We have got the slipstream as well. Definitely helps. You could definitely notice the slipstream difference on this race. Taking it far too fast into the corner. It was, I don't know what I was doing, to be honest. I'm expecting a penalty. I took too much speed. Took a position I shouldn't have taken. I think I just got a bit over exuberant, really. But I didn't get a penalty, so very surprised. Should have done. In theory, I should have given the position back. But in my defence, he did force me off in the first corner on the last lap. So I'll keep the position as payment for what he did to me previously. That's my thinking. I'm justifying it at this point. So up to 7th, 1 place up from where we started. I found this corner here, you've got to be very careful. You've got to keep it tight. You hit the gravel, you're going to be dropped a lot of positions back. And again here, keeping it tight to the inside. I'm a bit wider than I'd normally like. Someone ahead of us has gone off. We're going to avoid them. So we're up to 6th now. Keeping it tight to the inside. And just trying to keep it tidy, really. Still trying to deal with the lack of acceleration out the corner, but we'll try and keep it as tight as we can. Cutting the corner nicely in the last. And we'll go on to lap 3. So 6th place. Definitely can't complain at this point, doing well. 8th place start, so pretty happy with myself. Better first corner this time. Someone ahead of us got a penalty as well. That should hopefully drop him a bit back towards us. I don't normally drive the cars, if you've watched previous videos, that are the fastest in the world. I don't normally do that. And the plan was to do this car as a comparison and then do other fruitful cars to see if there's much difference in it, and why is that the fastest car on the times, why is that the only car. Going very deep into corner and into the gravel. I'm going to lose positions now, struggling to get any power down at this point. Tyres going to be dirty. Lost 2 positions, so back to 8th, which is where we started. Not ideal. But yeah, it was all about comparisons, so that's the reason I did this car first. Because I kind of wonder, I'm not an aficionado, I don't know enough about the cars themselves and how people decide that's the best track for that car. I don't know where that comes from. I just pick the cars I like generally, but this one I thought, I'll go for the car that everyone uses. I have done it previously on a daily race as well, and I crashed it in the end, so it didn't end very well last time, but doing better this time. But yeah, I just wanted to see what makes the car so good in this track, and as far as I can tell, the cornering, the braking, the stability is brilliant. This car is lovely, but it's getting the power down. I'm sure if you've got a manual gearbox, wouldn't be an issue. For me, it is currently. So here we are, 4th lap. We've come out of the corner. We've got the run of speed on the 7th place. We've taken 7th, which we've got position back because then we lost it after going into the gravel trap. It's our own fault. There's penalties ahead of us, so that will help us as well. He's come back on the inside, so we're going to go do the over/under. If we can get the power down, we should get ahead of him. Yeah, there we go. Ahead of him now. The penalties has brought some of the cars back to us, but not brilliantly. Braking better for this corner, braking a bit earlier to allow for the slipstream to hopefully this time not go into the gravel, which we didn't. And we can see as far as 4th, so we've still got a good chance here with a good decent finish. 5th has gone very, very wide. 6th now, so we've taken 6th position back. And we can see we're still within catching distance of the cars ahead. We can see the numbers, which means we're pretty close. Just got to keep it slow, not slow, but keep it steady and try and keep the laps clean. That's the big thing with this. I did find in practice, between waiting for a race to start, track infringement penalties are very strict here. You have to be very, very careful on some of the track limits. That was the fastest lap of the race there. And we're on to the final lap. So hoping for mistakes ahead, we've just got to keep it clean. We're up 2 positions so far on start. Going into the corner. This corner I felt I was really good on. I really like this corner. I can get a decent line in, I can cut it nicely. I can get the power down, I'd be a lot quicker. But I felt I made up a lot of time there, which is quite good. And although I have the cones on for braking markers and the blue arrows, they're only a reference point for me because I'm not knowing the tracks and learning as I go, and not having enough time to practice really more than anything else. So I use them as a guide, and then in practice I will push the car further past them just to see if I can. And that's how I tend to improve. I like to think I do improve, so yeah, that's generally how I improve. But we're still behind 5th though. It's coming towards the end of the race. 2 corners to go. I don't know if we're going to be close enough taken. There is someone with a penalty ahead of us. And they've gone off the track. Will it be enough to take any positions? There might be another penalty coming up. Yeah, there is. We're going to go race 5th for the line. Oh, 5th is going to beat us, but we're going to gain 4th because of penalties. So a 4th place finish in our first race on this track for the RCZ. So pretty happy with myself. Considering I was struggling to get the power down, very good result, very happy. The only bad side for coming 4th, well, not bad side, is, I believe, that might be enough points to get me into C. Which, considering I'm trying out different cars in this race, how long I'll stay there for, I don't know at this point. As the car number is 12, yeah, I'd assume that's enough points to get me into C class. So on to the second race, and confirmation of my C class. So I had enough points to get in the C class just from coming fourth there. So we chose the Bugatti Veyron. Our fastest lap between races was a 1:39.9, so 600th of a second less. Slower is the right word, than the RCZ. Not brilliant. The car's nice, the car's quick, the car is stable. The car cannot brake. That is the problem. I was finding my braking points I was using previously were no good with this car. We didn't improve, so it was the same qualifying time, and we started 9th this time. But yeah, on the straights, as you can see straight away, we've got power, we've got speed. But under braking, this car doesn't stop. It wants to just carry on. So I'm braking very early, you'll notice. I love the car. I do like the Veyrons. Both of them. Really like. Braking is... I know it's a car that's designed to go fast. Is that why they left the brakes out? Because you just want it to keep going and not stop? Because that's what it seems like. I'm having to brake very early compared to the RZZ, which is going to affect me massively, because it's more likely I'm going to get hit, bumped from behind, because I'm braking earlier than people expect. But we're in a battle. We're up to 8th already. Got the run on 7th. We're not going to quite have the run on 6th. We're going to have to brake early as well, as you saw. A little bit of a nudge from behind. We've just managed to hold it, but we've got a little bit onto the gravel, so that's going to cost us a little bit. So we're back down to 8th. Still one place up from where we started. But yeah, struggling massively. Got a little touch on the inside there as we tried to take the normal line. We've managed to hold it out of the gravel at least. So we're back down to 9th. And we're being swarmed at this point. That's the problem with having to brake early, is you just get swarmed by cars. You can't get really any great rhythm going. And also you're more likely to get hit from behind, because cars don't expect you to brake as early as you do. So that was a hit from behind there. That's going to drop us right back down to 12th position now. 3 positions back on where we started. Yeah, cars aren't expecting you to brake as early as I'm having to. That's the problem with the Veyron. I wanted to enjoy the race with this car, and to be honest, it was just frustrating, because I had the speed, I had the ability to do better, but it's the braking zones that I'm losing so much time on. So we move. I noticed 13th coming up on our right hand side, so I've moved across to give him some space. 11th is looking like he's not going to give us much space if he can help it. Braking for the corner. And this is my best corner, I think, on the track, and I'm struggling. But the car gets the power down immediately. As you can see here, out the corner, I'm straight on the power and getting ahead of everyone. I'm back up to 10th place now. Only one position down. And this car is quick. 9th gives 8th, a little bump there. We're going between the two. This is not a good position to be in at this point. We're getting bumped left, right, and centre as everyone's trying to make it around the corner. And we come out of it in 9th. We're going to lose 9th though. We have a British driver keeping the inside. He's gone wide, so we're going to keep it tight. Yeah, the car itself is brilliant. It just can't brake. It's amazing. But it's costing us the race at this point. It's just so difficult to keep pace with the others when you're having to brake so early and the cars around you are just all over you. Again here, braking early, and tried to brake a little bit later, but I ended up sliding a little bit because of it. Got a touch there as well from the British driver. We've touched him back accidentally. My fault, completely my fault. But we're finishing lap 2 or in 10th place, 1 place down on where we started, and being frustrated more than anything else, I think, at this point. So trying to brake later again, just to try and get some more speed into the corner, just to make up for the fact the car doesn't want to stop. and struggling. It just slides the back end if you go too late. A couple of penalties ahead though, including the one who's just taken 10th of us. 11th come roaring up the inside, 13th as well. We're getting hit left, right and centre here as we're trying to actually have some space to actually turn in. They weren't going to give us any space at all then. So we're in 13th position now. 4 places down the start. Still not enjoying it at this point. You know, the previous race, loved it, thought it was brilliant, other than, you know, the power not going down as that well, whereas this does. But I'm not enjoying this race just because of the car at this point, which for me it's all about the enjoyment of the race, nothing more. But we've taken too much speed in the corner, off onto the gravel. We've dropped down to 15th, but we're going to gain 1 back because the other guy went off, but we've lost another place there. I think that's the French driver's just overtaken us. We're going to be right back on his tail though. Two laps to go, so we've still got a chance. We can make up some positions. They braked very late into the corner. We left a little bit later than normal, although what we have been doing. We're hoping to have the speed on the straight to get past them both. They are fighting a little bit. We're on the lap 4 now. And even our lap times are shocking. 1:41's our fastest lap of the race. We took too much speed in the corner. And to be fair, the driver in 14th. Scotty G, 14146. I apologise. I took too much speed. You helped me from going off there by being in the way. I apologise in advance. If you do watch this, that was my fault. I was just trying to push the braking limits, but we're going to do the over-under on him again. We're going to take him on the inside, and we've got the run on the car in 13th ahead of us as well. We should have the speed to get past him here. That's the thing, in the straight line this car is amazing, but it's under brakes. Trying to keep it together in the corner. 14th is there. We're in 13th currently. As soon as we get through the corner, you'll see we've got the speed straight away to get past him. But it's the braking zones that's the problem. And he's going to push us from behind and give us a little nudge, but just hold it together there. I was expecting him to lunge for the inside and he didn't, but I backed off a little bit thinking he was going to. So currently in 13th, coming to the end of lap 4. Cars ahead of us, they're getting away. No bones about it. I don't think we're going to really catch them at this point. Taking it a little bit wide there. Wide I wanted to, was wary of a penalty. And we have got one. That's the problem. If you go wide on that bit, you will get a penalty every time. To be so careful. Fastest lap of the race on lap 4 was a 1:40. It's the final lap now. We've got a car on our inside where he's there. But we have got half a second penalty. That is going to cost us positions. I'm also thinking at this point, I've just got into C rating and I'm now having a really bad race. Not all my fault. I will blame the car. I know a good workman doesn't blame his tools, but I will blame the car. And I seriously can't lose C rating already. One race in and I'll lose it straight away. That's going to be bad, isn't it? All we've got to do is hope the number on the car is higher than 13 at this point. So braking for the corner, kind of keep it tight. Took it fairly well. The penalty didn't matter. The penalty didn't affect us. It didn't make the car behind us get too close, which was good. He must have made a mistake at the corner at the penalty himself, because I was fully expecting him to go roaring past us and he didn't. 12th is still in our sights, but we're not going to catch. Just because of the corners more than anything else. Two corners to go now. And then the last corner. Keep this tight. Don't want any more penalties towards the end. There we go. Kept it tight. Car behind. He's close but not close enough. So we're going to finish in 13th. Not the best. You know, there's 2 races down now. One really good result with the RZZ. And a shocking result with the Bugatti Veyron. But both cars had issues. So the first car, the RZZ, the Peugeot, couldn't get the power down. And the number on the car was 13. So actually, I shouldn't lose any driver rating. Hopefully, I should still be in C. So, third race after disappointment with the Bugatti was I went for the Audi TT. We kept a C rating. Now the Audi TT, I didn't beat my qualifying time on paper, but I did. So I didn't have a clean lap. I was pushing track limits a little bit too much, but I found the Audi TT had the same problem as the RZZ. Couldn't put the power down. So I had a brainwave-ish. So I put traction control on 1 and found that helped with the power. So with penalties, which means my lap doesn't count officially, I was doing a 1:38.4. Massively different to the RZZ. But yeah, the RZZ is the fastest car on track. And I've not really driven the Audi TT very much. But so I had the same qualifying time and I started 9th. It's not a car I've used very often. I keep saying I want to use it and I never got round to it. But I'll tell you something, this car is amazing. For this track, this car is fantastic. Braking is spot on, speed is good, stability is good. Yeah, it's a really good all-round car. So here we go. We're going to let cars go ahead of us, mainly because they're just going to cause havoc in the corner. We take it tight. We try and keep to the inside there. Just wary of 7th, not letting us get any room there. We're going to just get past me, just moves out the way of us. So we're up to 7th already. That first corner is a nightmare if you're not careful. I tend to back out and leave people to it. You know, I'll catch up later on. Car ahead of us has gone into the gravel. So we're up to 6th now already. From 9th. 3 places gained already. Braking for the corner. So we weren't able to turn in because of the car on the inside. So we kind of had to let him go. But yeah, this car, miles better than Veyron. And just as good, if not slightly better than the RZZ at this point. Because I can actually get the power down. I know people generally don't have traction control on. Because it slows the gear changes, so you do lose time in gear when it changes gear. It's a slower gear change, and it can slow you down a little bit in the corners. So generally, most people drive with no traction control. Now I'm the same. I don't have traction control on generally. Both cars ahead of us have both got penalties, although we may be able to get past them after the corner if we can. Brake for the corner, take it nice and tight. They've both gone very wide. So we're going to take 2 positions there, up into 4th now. That's what I mean, this car is lovely to drive, stable, everything. Makes me wonder why it's not on the top 10 list of times for this track at this point. So both cars, 2nd and 3rd, have both got penalties as well. Car dives on the inside, we're not given any space to turn in there. We had nowhere else to go, unfortunately. We've lost a couple of positions, we're now down back to 6th again. But we should have the run on 5th here. Yep, we're going to go to the left hand side. Hopefully he knows we're there. The only danger is turning in here. We've braked a little bit earlier than him just to turn in. We've got a better line out. Good traction. Thanks to traction control. So we're up to 5th again. 4th is definitely within our sights at this point. Car's right on our tail. I think there's a little nudge there. But it's alright, we're keeping it tight. That's the thing we're doing. We're just keeping our own race going. Try and ignore the cars behind, but we're wary of them and be aware that they could try and take positions at the wrong timing. So I will always back out. I try and be fair. I try and not hit cars. I don't like cars hitting me, and I try and stay out of their way if I can. If I think they're faster and on a corner it's going to cause me an issue, I'll back out. I've no issue with that. I hope they make a mistake later on, kind of thing. But yeah, I'm ending on the 2nd lap, up to 5th. So I think that's a gain of 5 laps. So yeah, pretty happy at this point. Penalties again for the ones further up than us. The 2nd, the 3rd, one of those have got a penalty again. Must be a track infringement, I would assume. We've got a good run on 4th now. We're going to go to the right hand side. Brake late, but we're going to turn in early. But he's taken the line, so we've just tried to do it. I think we touched him, to be honest, which wasn't intentional at all. We should have the better line out though, I think. There we go. We're going to have the more speed as well on the straight. He's going to slot behind us for a slipstream. We're wary of him hitting us right now on the braking, but he seems not to. We've taken it a little bit deep. Got away with it. Third went off. Third or second, one of the two at the time went off into the gravel trap. So we're now up to third place. Well, a nice start. A 6th place increase there. Alright, there's still a long way to go, admittedly, but you know, it's amazing for a car that I've never really used much before. I'm kind of glad I gave it a go. I'm going to have to use this more now, just because I do enjoy the car. Second to last corner, taking it nice and clean. Last corner, there we go. And 4th is on a tail. We can see he keeps popping into the radar, so I know he's there. I'm wary of him. Fastest lap of the race on lap 3. We're now on lap 4. It's just about keeping it clean now, just trying to keep our position. I'm not worried about the car behind too much, because I've gone past him once. This car is solid at this point. And I think the cars around me are RZZs, so they should, in theory, on paper, be quicker, according to the lap times. But we'll see what we can do. We're going to hold him off, taking it nice and tight into the corner there. That's my favourite kind of line for that corner. Second is a little bit too far away, I think, for us to catch. I don't think we're really gaining on him. So it's just trying to maintain position, if anything, and just trying to keep it clean. I hope he makes a mistake, really would help us if we're going to gain anything out of it. But more interest in their own race at this point. And I keep checking the radar. I'm waiting for 4th to come back at me, but I think I'm over a second ahead of him currently at this point. More safety around, which is good after the argy-bargy early on in the race. I'm sure I must have lost some. But yeah, I'll definitely have to use this car again. It is a very nice car to use. I don't know how it really compares speed wise with like the Veyron and stuff, but the Veyron was very quick in a straight line, like I say, but it was just struggling to brake, whereas this does brake, it's stable. It's probably not as quick, admittedly, but it doesn't matter. If you can brake later, you make up for that lack of speed. Taking the first corner nicely. We're on the final lap now, still in 3rd place. Got a bit of a gap to the car behind, but not by much. He's straight on our tail. He's in the radar now, and he's gaining quickly. Here he is. Get a little bit of a nudge from him. I gave him a little nudge back, just to say, look, I am here as well. We're going to keep it tight to the inside. He's going to give us no room to turn, but we're going to keep it tight anyway. He backed out by the end of it, I think. I was a little bit aggressive, admittedly. He gave me, I didn't leave him much room on the left, but then there was no room on the left, so in theory you should go to the right to overtake, but he wanted that line into the corner. That's why he didn't want to go to the right hand side. But I maintained my position. I didn't change my position. I probably shouldn't have given him a little tap back, but I did. So he's now going to be on the inside of us at this corner. He backs out of it again. He's definitely trying his luck. He wants the position. Right on a tail again. He is right there. We've got to try and... This is going to be a fight for the line between us two, I think. This is for the podium. 3rd place. He's going to look for the inside by looks of it into the corner. He is indeed. We're going to take it. We're going to take a better line though. He too much speed and went wide. We're going to take the better line. Keep it tight, and we're going to cross the line now. In 3rd place. What a finish for a car that I don't use. Amazing. Anyway, I think it was all down to putting traction control on. If you see all the other cars around me, 1st to 6th RZZs with a little TT in the middle. Wasn't expecting that result. Massively wasn't expecting it. But that gave me an idea. So normally at this point I would have done the Aston Martin Group 4 car. It's a really nice car. I don't know how it would have got on the track. I haven't used it. I was going to. And then I thought, hang on. If the Audi TT performs better with traction control on 1, just confirmation of a third place there. Yeah, if the Audi TT works better with the traction control on 1, what would the RZZ do with traction control on 1? Because that's where I was struggling. Would that help with the power? Putting the power down? Because it helped with the Audi TT, so I did it. And I managed to qualify in a 1:38.2. 3 seconds off the fastest time in the world. Like I say, I aim for 5 and below 3 seconds. It's a second quicker than without traction control. I was flabbergasted. And that even in C driver rating puts a 4th place start. So yeah, wasn't expecting this. It was kind of a little brainwave from the Audi TT and trying to solve the issue of power down, because I had the same issue with that car. So here we go, 4th place start, C rated. What can we do now? This is the car that sets the fastest time currently. So good start, we got off the line nicely. One car's already gone wide, we've taken a wide line past him. So there's another RZZ ahead of us. I think there's some McGann in first at this point. So up to 3rd already, 1 place up after the first corner. Braking for the inside, take it nice and tight. We're going to hopefully get the run on 2nd. We are going to get the run on 2nd, I think. It's going to be quite tight between the 2 of us. We're evenly matched at this point. It's the same car as us, so I'm not surprised we're evenly matched. We've got the inside line though, that's going to massively help us into that corner. So we've gained 2nd now. At this point I couldn't believe my luck. I wasn't expecting to be in 2nd already. Got a little bump from behind though, he does hit us. Managed to hold it nicely though. We're now on the outside coming over, he's got the inside, so I'm wary of him. I've braked, he's gone deep. So I've taken 2nd back again, just because I held my line, my normal braking point. I didn't panic. Held my normal braking point and let him do his thing, and he just went wide and we got the position back. So now into 2nd place. The McGann has gone wide, hoping that's a penalty. Should be. He's gone wide again. It's got to be a penalty. Come on. Yes, he has got a penalty. I shouldn't be excited, admittedly, I shouldn't be excited about other people getting penalties, but at this point that's the chance for me to lead the race at this point. He's gone a little bit wide there as well. We're going to take him without the penalty. I thought we'd have to wait till he actually takes the penalty to go past him. No, we're going to take him after the first corner there. And we're now in 1st place and leading the race on lap 2. How about that? For a car I struggled with because I couldn't get the power down. He's going to take us again, but we're going to do the over-under. My favourite little move hit on this track. Just to get past him. We know he's got a penalty, so we don't have to worry about him for the time being. He does have the fastest lap of the race at the minute, although that was the first lap, so anyone can have it, to be honest. It's all about us at this point. That was a bad corner for us, that's going to have lost us some time. But we're still in 1st place. Yeah, for a car I came 4th in, which was a good, brilliant result. It was actually 6th on the track, but it's 4 after penalties. For a car that I struggled to get the power down, a one little change has made a massive difference in how this car works. You know, the handling, the braking before was brilliant. The speed was good. I just couldn't get the power down out of the corner. Now I can. There are still some issues. It's not brilliant, admittedly. There are times it just revs and doesn't go, but it's a lot better than it was. End of the 2nd lap and we are still leading the race. 1st place. 3 places gained in 2 laps there. Yeah, pretty happy. But now at this point, I know I'm going to get attacked from behind. I've just got to keep it steady, keep it clean, keep it tidy. Stick to my own braking points. Don't really worry about the cars behind so much. And just stick to what I do. That's the thing. Pretty happy with this car at this point as well. Like I say, I don't normally go and use the cars at the fastest. I just use the cars I like. But I'm liking the car. So second place there, if you saw him come up on the screen on the radar, he was right on us on the second corner. That was. Kept him at bay currently. Braking for the corner. Again, not really getting the best line. He's straight back on us again though. He's on our outside. We're going to have the inside line for the corner though. He braked a little bit earlier than us. He's given us no room at all there. He did not want us on that track. Admittedly, I probably should have given him a little bit more room. But after he was trying to force us onto the grass. He did a little bit, but not massively, but enough. I thought, why should I? If he's not going to give me room, I won't give him room. To be honest, I was turning. I couldn't really control where the car was going completely. But just trying to keep it tight, keep the power. Cut the corner nicely. 3 laps down. I'm in first place still. Fastest lap of the race for us as well. But the car in second is still there. And I've took the first corner badly. I've gone really deep. That's not good. I'm expecting a penalty. That was poor. Just a bit over exuberant really, going into the corner, just worried about the car ahead. Instead of worried about my own racing, I was thinking about the car behind and staying ahead of him. I didn't get a penalty though. That's twice I've been saved that I thought I would have got one. So very, very lucky there. I think we have the straight line speed on the McGann, the guy in second, but I think he has better cornering. It seems to be that's the case anyway. There we go. Taking the corner a lot better this time. Very good corner from us there. On the penultimate lap, we need the good corners. We need to hold this together. Keeping it tight on the inside. He's still coming into the radar. I know he's there. Just try not to worry about him. Just trying to stick to my own race at this point. Still in first place. Can we hold him off though? He keeps getting close. I think sometimes what it's worst, the worst position to be in is first, because you know everyone else is trying to get past you. When you're further back, you're not too worried. It's not such a big deal. Alright, you've got to deal with traffic and you've got to deal with people taking silly risks. But when you're in first, the car behind you doesn't want to take a silly risk. He wants to win. So there's no point in the silly risk because he's got just as much chance to mess himself up. So it's less likely to do something silly, but you're constantly under attack and on the defensive, and that's the thing. So on the final lap, we've done the first corner. He's still there. On the straights, he drops back from us. It's the corners he catches us. Got to keep it tidy now. I've had a win for a while. And he's going to dive bomb us up the inside. We're going to cut the corner quite heavily. It's probably compromised our exit speed. We've now lost first place. Yeah, we kind of... that was silly of us, if anything. Took it too tight and really didn't have the momentum coming out the corners we normally would have. Just going to the inside a little bit, just to allow for him to brake. I didn't want to go into the back of him in case he braked harder than I was expecting. We're still on him. We've still got a chance. It's annoying because we led for so long. Then lose the position, but it's okay. And that McGann is very quick. I'm surprised. It's a really nice delivery as well, to be honest. I've taken that one a bit wide. That's not good. I'm trying to catch him and I'm probably trying too hard at this point. I should have probably just calmed down a little bit. I've taken too much speed in the car. I'm going wide. Potentially it's a penalty there. Have I got a... Yeah, there we go. That's a penalty. And we're going to drop down to third place on track after the penalty. That penalty in the final, I would have had second place, but instead I have to end up with third. Still a podium, still a brilliant result, admittedly, but it should have been so much more. That's the thing, I made too many mistakes when I was first, and I made a massive error in the final 2 corners. But yeah, the thing I've learned today: put traction control on if you're struggling to get the power down. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. it was an interesting one for me. So I'm gonna upload this in the morning, so you'll be seeing it in the morning, with the plan to live stream tonight the Nations Cup. Confirmation of third place. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.